What that danyo, what that dang, God danyo. Oh, what that dying. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunomo, where we speak truth to power. Now, here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we'd only just do that to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. This is the voice of the people, and the voice of the people is the voice of God. This is the Black Pot. And today, as usual, we have a number of things to look at. And I need us to open our ears and listen with rapt attention. My brother, my sister, when you look at the news reel, there's nothing you can do but to be real. And this is exactly what we are bringing forward to you. Now, the very first story I would like to look at, my brother, my sister, is this one from Graphic Online, and it says, Gamanye funeral, traditional rice reach fever pitch. And I read, preparations have reached fever pitch at the Traditional Council for the funeral rites of the Gamanye Nadede Amedru III. Visit by the Graphic to the traditional seat at Kaneshi in Accra yesterday revealed that the palace grounds were still being prepared for the funeral, with giant speakers and public address systems being mounted. Both the outer and inner perimeters of the palace had been draped in red and black satin, with a central canopy mounted for public viewing of the remains of the Queen Mother of the Ga traditional area. The portrait of Nadede Amedru III had also been displayed around the various canopies. At the time of the visit around 5 p.m. yesterday, there were traditional drumming and other performances related to the funeral. There was also heavy traffic presence deployed to the area to ensure law, order, and provide protection to the bereaved family and mourners. Well, some of the police personnel had mounted a barrier outside the palace. Others were stationed within the palace to keep guard. The chief of protocol and communications for the Gamanche, Sylvester Parker Alote, explained that on Saturday, October 28, no one was expected to be seen outside after 6 p.m. within the Ga traditional area, which covers essentially the central business district known as Gamashi and all jurisdictions falling under it. He indicated that the areas that will be affected were all satellite communities, otherwise known as Ga Rural, under the 6 paramounts of the Traditional Council, namely Sempe, Akumajan, Bese, Abola, Otu Blohum, and Esere. I leave it here. The wonderful woman here was born in 1934 and she passed on in 2022. My brother, 2022. Do you know what year we are in? 2023. She passed on a year ago, my brother, my sister, into eternity. My brother, the beautiful woman you see here died at what age? From 1934 to 2022. My brother, my sister, that's about 88 years. Am I correct? 88 years. She died at the age of 88. 2024, next year, would have been exactly 90 years. What point is Blakk Rasta trying to make? We are the people who always say rest in peace. Yet when we lose our loved ones, we make sure they rest in pieces. Presently, as it stands, there is a war over the burial ceremony of this beautiful woman who served her tenure of life on earth and is going away. My brother, my sister, the family is feuding and fighting. One side says, okay, we're going to give a befitting funeral. This other party says, okay, we are not involved in the whole process. For that matter, they have gone to court to stop it. The dead body has been in the morgue for over a year right now. Who is paying for the body in the morgue? Look at the Gamashi area. My brother, my sister, go into Gamashi and see how poverty is slapping the people in the cringing brows. Go into Gamashi and see the pathetic lifestyle of some of our beloved indigents. Instead of spending so much money on a funeral, instead of keeping a dead body, it doesn't matter whose dead body is, in a fridge for 1 solid year and beyond. And as if that was not enough, you are still fighting to keep the body in the fridge for a longer period until you finish fighting and decide that it is time to bury. Let truth be told. As if that one too is not enough, you want everybody to go to sleep in the Gamashi area so that you can go and bury. My brother, my sister, I am a traditional person. I love tradition, and I love to see tradition in all pomp and pageantry. But as we are growing, my brother, my sister, there are some of our practices that are a bane to the development of our people. I am sure if this woman had the chance to speak before she died, she would say, please, put away that curfew. Please, take me out of the fridge and send me home quickly so that I can go and rest. Why are you keeping me in a fridge like a fish? Why do you want me to keep being in this cold fridge? Do you know what it means? Please send me home. Let me go home and rest. If this woman had the mouth to speak, I am sure she would have also said before dying, please, I do not want any extravagant funeral. Instead of having any extravagant funeral, use that money to take care of Gamashi. Gamashi is still in abject poverty. This woman will be happy in heaven to see that the money that should have been used for a funeral is used to educate some fishermen's children. It's used to treat people with kwashiorkor in the area. My brother, my sister, it's because of things like this that we do to the dead. That is why ghosts are all over our homes, giving us nightmares night and day. My brother, my sister, it's because of things like this that we do. That is why the dumb tourism minister and his assistant can come out and tell us that Ghanaians love funerals. For that matter, let us encourage more coffin makers. Let's encourage more people to die so that tourists can come into the country and drink sobolo and dance. My brother, my sister, when you speak, they tell you it's the culture of the people. Every nation has a culture. But as we grow, we try to push away some of the things so we'll be able to rush. Please kindly take off a photograph of this beautiful woman so that we'll be able to run the thing. Manye. If she had the mouth to speak from where she is being frozen I'm sure she'll be speaking to everybody and asking, Minister Nene, Minister Nipone, I am feeling too cold. Please send me home. I plead with the people of Gamashi. Please, tradition is beautiful. But some of our traditions only come to disturb us in these times. What do you hope to achieve when you send everybody in a bubbling city like Accra to bed by 6 p.m.? And you'll be shocked. This is the time riff-raffs will be on the streets, siphoning money from people who might not even have heard this announcement. If I were living in those areas, I will quickly relocate into a place where I don't have to sleep at 6 p.m. because I am somebody who likes to work in the night. Manye, rest in peace. Next thing I want to look at, and I need you to come along, my brother, my sister, and this is deep. Oh, Jesus. Sometimes we look at some of these things and tears drop down from my eyes. I'm reading this from my own treenews.com, and it says, NPP polls don't disappoint hard-working and committed Ken Ejapong. And this is a man called George Bannerman. I read, a Canada-based Ghanaian businessman and philanthropist, Mr. George Bannerman, has appealed to the New Patriotic Party delegates in Ejumaku, Enyan Esiam constituency to repay Canada Japan with a resounding victory in the forthcoming presidential primaries of the party. Mr. Bannerman asserted that this is the only way the party in Ejumaku, Enyan Esiam constituency can repay the NPP presidential candidate for the enormous contribution made to them since 2012. Mr. Bannerman, who has identical image as Kennedy Japan has, what is this? I don't get it. Mr. Bannerman, who has identical image as Kennedy Japan, has relocated to Ghana and pitch camp in Ejumaku, Enyan Esiam constituency. I don't understand this paragraph, but I'll leave it there. All right. He says, Mr. Bannerman, who was Anne, okay, well, Anne is missing from there. It says, who's supposed to have an identical image, or better still, who just resembles Kennedy Japan, has relocated to Ghana and pitch camp in Ejumaku, Enyan Esiam constituency, and is bent on ensuring victory for the Member of Parliament for the Asin Central constituency on November 4. All right. My brother, my sister. Okay. So I would have expected that the photograph of this man that is said to, be resembling Kennedy Japan would have also been put, side by side with that of Kennedy Japan, so we would really see the resemblance. But that is not my concern right now. Now listen to the wording. The wording. Please listen attentively. It says, a Canada-based Ghanaian businessman and philanthropist, Mr. George Bannerman, has appealed to the New Patriotic Party delegates in Ejumaku Enyan Esiam constituency to repay. Please underline the word repay. My brother, political office is supposed to be sacrificial. It is not supposed to be a reward. Why do you use the word repay? I am glad that this man is using that word repay. In our nation, political offices, my brother, my sister, are no longer sacrificial. They are all rewards. I am saying, in our nation, political office is no longer sacrificial. In fact, it is beneficial. How can a man say that he's a servant of the people And another man comes to say, oh, the only way you can repair this man is to put him in office by your votes. It tells you that they are in there for their own selfish whims and caprices. I don't know how many people understand this. My brother, my sister, I would have wished that this man here would rather have said, oh, Canada, Japan has served you people very well in the area. For him to serve you more, as this office is purely sacrificial, and you can trust him because of the pedigree and the dossier that he has built all these years. Please, delegates, go out there and do not disappoint a man who wants to open his heart and do more for the area. And do not disappoint yourselves too. But he's saying that the man should be repaid for the good that he did. What is in it that is there that we cannot see, that is so juicy, that can be used to pay a man who has worked so hard for us? This is clear. Politics is nothing but very, very dangerously dirty. When you are called into office, instead of being called to duty, you are rather called to looting. You need to note this down. I am saying that in our jurisdiction, when you are called into office, and it is supposed to be a call to duty, no, you are rather called to looting. That is why it is called pay. It's clear. They are going in there to feed themselves. They are going in there to gorge themselves over the last remainder of what Nana Akufo-Addo has disparagingly destroyed. My God have mercy. I leave it here. Next thing I want to quickly look at is coming from Peace FM Online. And it says, Justice Atuguba's comment is extraterritorial. I'll take it again. Justice Atuguba's comment is extraterritorial NDC agenda. I'm going to take it again. Justice Atuguba's comment is extraterritorial NDC agenda. And this is Kwame Duncan. And I read. Kwame Duncan, a former minister for Central Region, has replied former Supreme Court Justice William Atuguba on his criticism of the Supreme Court's judgment in the case of the Asin North legislator, Jackie Quayson. Speaking at a public lecture held on Tuesday, October 24, 2023, the retired Supreme Court judge described the court's decision as scandalous. The James Jackie Quayson, yes, the James Jackie Quayson decision by the Supreme Court is, with all due respect, scandalous, in that the court, in the teeth of the settled maxim res judicata non quieta movera. Well, this is the Latin they speak, the gibberish they speak, and they call themselves learned colleagues. Latin. Imagine wasting my ears on maxim res judicata et non quieta moveri. My God have mercy. Jesus have mercy. He adjudicated the same matter that has been adjudicated upon by the High Court on the merits. He said, my brother, my sister, but there's a man here who claims that it is an extraterritorial NDC agenda. My brother, in our country, there is no position you would ever take that would not have political underpinnings and undertones read into that. My brother, my sister, our politicians don't love us. Our politicians are not loyal to the nation. Our politicians, my brother, my sister, they are not loyal to the nation. No loyalty. Listen, Jackie Quayson is one of the people not loyal to the country. How can you hold dual citizenship? And you come into the country, you want to hold a political position, and you are told you must have one citizenship. And we are told that, oh, he started the process of renouncing. He didn't complete, and he went in to stand and win. And we still have people who are arguing and saying that Jackie Kwesing has been raw dealt with. A raw deal he got. I've spoken about this over and over. And I do not want to sound like a broken tape on repeat. My brother, my sister. And I was really disappointed when former President Mahama said that when he comes into power, he would make sure that dual citizenship holders would be given the opportunity to hold government positions. In other words, political positions in this country. The country is already suffering from a lack of patriotism. People are running out of the nation, left, right, and center. They are not ready to be patriotic to the nation. Just like the unpatriotic Jackie Kwesing. And you will come and make it a law that you can be the citizen of any country in the world and still sign up to serve the people of Ghana. Where do you stand? Even the Bible says you can't serve two masters. Mr. Mahama, please, if you will listen to wise counsel, I would like to say, think twice about this. What Ghana needs right now, and for that matter, Africa, is patriotism. I leave it here. Well, my name is Blakk Rasta, and I want to say thank you so much. I do appreciate you, and I do love you. Eric Mawena Egbeta is in the house, and he takes over from me right now. I will return at 12.